Hey there team, and welcome to Tol Falas. So Valcarion sent me this one after we had a little discussion in one of Scout's videos, just about an unusual defensive strategy here, and so I hope to zero in on that when we see him do it. So he's playing as Mirkwood here. I think it's a very solid shout on Tol Falas. We'll stay at 1x speed. There's usually a lot of setup in Tol Falas. So we've got the Ents, Hiriek there, Hirioth, double Spears of Enendwyr, Wardens of Amon Lank, double Greenwood Rangers, Hirioth, Hiri Lang, Hiri Peng, the Elven King Palace Guard with that armor upgrade, and then the Elders of the Elven King. That's where we got the General today. And then double Woodland Protectors. Yep, nothing too crazy there. Pretty solid, pretty reliable Mirkwood army, I'd say. He's definitely not going to be defending here. He might have something hiding, we'll see, but usually, it's not a great idea, especially in a 5v3. It's not really a great idea to defend the outsides there. That's not the unusual strategy we're talking about today. We've got Rhudaur Baggin here. He's got his Hammer Guard there. Then the Witcher-on Blackguard, some Angmar Marauders, some Trolls of Angmar. Definitely my favourite looking trolls, I think. Then the Gundabad Guard here. Now, I'm terrible at remembering what level of armor upgrade they have. They've got a bit of dwarven gear mixed amongst them though, so they've definitely received at least one level of armor upgrade there. Some more Angmar Marauders, some Guardians of Carndom with, nice black armor there. Witcher on Pikes, again, black armor. I guess that's what you'd expect with an Angmar defense. More Gundabad Guard and some Halberds, and this is where the Trolls of Angmar got moved to. He's not got two of them, but he does have the Trolls of Gundabad as well with their little maces. I do like their helmets though, but I think the Trolls of Angmar just look cooler to me. I like the old one as well, but I think this one is quite a lot nicer just with the double arm blades. And then some Blackwatch Legion. Nobody's going to be pushing through them today unless we've got a lot of shield bearers. Over here now, kind of an odd place for Buzzard to spawn, but he'll shuffle around. He's playing as Numenor today, so he's got his Belgar Footmen there, most likely with an armor upgrade. Pretty sure that's them armored up. Then Swordmasters, Farzam Swordmasters, Numenorian Cohort, Numenorian Shield Guard, Belgar Pikes there, Belgar Archer Line, more Belgar Pikes, good. Numenorian Cohort, a Trebuchet to hopefully outshoot all the enemy artillery. Let's stick to 0.1. Numenorian Sealed Bows, Belgar Footmen, and Shield Guard Cohort, and Royal Legion of Armenelos. No, let's say to 0.1, just so we can get through people's armies first. First opponent is Struggy 4, playing as Rhudaur. I've seen Struggy a little bit, so he's got his Arthedain Berserkers there, Witch-Realm Enslavers, Dunman Pikes, 8 more Troll Hunters, a lot of Rhudaur Swords, and some Rhudaur Clansmen with some Arthedain Pikes at the side. Only one Arthedain Pikes, not wanting to go into the red limit. Definitely a solid shout, but sometimes you do see that happen, and it's not something that I'm totally against. Blackwoods there, and we've probably got some Rangers. Oh no, Troll Axe Throwers. No Rangers today. Interesting. Yep. I mean, it's not a bad idea on the attack. Sometimes you really do struggle to use Rangers. He's got Panther there by his side, playing as Mordor, so he's got his Orc Fodder, lots of more on Halberds. Orc Maulers there, armor upgraded, no armor upgrades for the boys today. Orc Javies, Olokai there, Sauron's Well, and then the Blackguard of Barad-dûr with some Minas Morgul Chosen. It's been a while since I've actually seen the Minas Morgul Chosen. And then Nazgul. See it, solid. No disagreements with that army. Allfather is playing as Arthedain today, so he's got his marksman up front. Arthedain men at arms, nice and beefed up armor, nice. Evendom Spears, again, really nice and beefed up. You do have to remember that they are just Evendom Spears, though. Their stats are still pretty, decent for militia, I guess. Dismounted Fornostera Knights and Peacekeepers there. Wardens of the North and Dismounted Knights of Numenor. That's a pretty, high quality army there from Allfather. And he does have a Trebuchet. Okay, a weapon definitely to match a Trebuchet. Imladris, taken by Joey and Kenobi. He's got his Elder Amway Spears. Imladris Guardians with that armor upgrade, definitely looking a lot. Well, I much prefer the look of them with the armor upgrade than without it. Brune and River Wards there. Imladris Sentries, Swordmasters, Gwathi Arthedain with an armor upgrade. Then in the back, some Swords of Rivendell. Lots and lots of Swords of Rivendell. Yeah, not a lot of numbers though. Lastly, Overlord played by, Overlord playing Rohan. He's got his Rhudaur Axeman, very nice. Eastmark Axeman 2. Then Westmark Infantry, Westmark Marshals, some Westmark Spears, Helmingus, they're very nice skirmishing archer and good in melee after. Eastmark Spears up front, Shieldmaidens of Rohan, and the Medicel Guard. You might have a little cavalry unit hiding in these trees, but maybe not. And let's get started. So we will do a lot of shuffling around, I think. I probably won't have to do a cut, but actually let's just go to 2 times speed for now until I think we are actually going to fight. Yeah, no cavalry at all. I do like Rohan on the attack. I like Rohan on the attack. I like Rohan on the defense. They do have a lot of throwing equipment. Their armor is not terrible. It's just not as good when you compare them to like Gondor and Arthedain and you know, Carlin, for instance. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as that, but their armor is not terrible. As I say, the infantry of Rohan is decent. It's just you can struggle to get a cost-effective exchange because it is quite expensive. But the fact that he doesn't have any, like, Rhudaur skirmishers is interesting. Usually when I do play as Rohan on the attack, I do like to grab a unit. But I guess he's just not feeling that's necessary on Tol Falas. It's a bit open out, so, you know, you can definitely get a bit of use out of Cav, just running out, striking at people. But I think we might have a little grace period. People are sort of hanging around. Like, oh my goodness me, if we had a trebuchet up there, bam, right into Allfather's lines, but that's not where the treb is currently, and it's going to take a while for it to get up here, if that is where he wants to even put it. Which it might not. If you do put it up there, you do have to protect it. We've seen a few Tol Falas fights where people have not really been able to watch out for their artillery up there, and it's been shot down. Witchers. Ooh, that's an interesting spot for the Witchers. I don't really know if they're going to be able to be used there. Well, I guess they're just standing their ground right now. We'll see. But good to see that we have them. Barrow-wights popped up from Rhudaur 2. Good to just be ammo sponges for the defenders today. Valcarion coming on through now. Yeah, not leaving anything behind on the eastern side of the island. Just wanting to, well, I suppose this is it's connected. It is connected. It's what do they call them? Shoot, no, can't remember actually. I should know, but hey, there's actually quite small quivers for the Temple Guard. Yeah, quite small arrows, but very powerful. That's actually where he's got his general in there for Panthers. So if you did have something to open fire on this, you might be able to whittle down his general a little bit. You're not really going to get a general kill though, but something, if you're going to be trying to outshoot the Temple Guard, that's not the best. But to be honest, the Hiri Peng could just be, hanging away at them for a little while. That could be nice. Already Stregi and Panther are moving up onto this center island. It looks like we do have... Alright, I was going to say we've got 2 full armies going down the Valley of Death. I don't mind that strategy, but I usually do, when I'm in Panther's position, it's my favourite position to be in, I like to sort of split my army up into, three thirds. So 2/3 go off to go down the Valley of Death, and then 1/3 comes over here, and that's kind of what he's doing. He seems to be sending his orc fodder over this way. Rhudaur, I suppose, has got enough numbers to, you don't really need that fodder. No. Interesting. I guess he's sending over the orc fodder to this side so that he just doesn't have to micro them. If they die, they die. It's not really a problem either way. Evan Spears blocking up these bridges. It's always a good idea to do that. Just limit your foe's mobility. And if they do decide to try and shoot them down, that would be, Allfather would be more than happy with that. Yeah, Rhudaur, apart from, of course, the Witchers, Rhudaur does not have a single range unit, which I agree with for sure. When you've got Mirkwood and Numenor on your side, Angmar should not be taking anything like that. They should just, oh, I mean, the Scourge Raiders. Scourge Raiders, I could see the sense in that for sure, but it's not really your job. Your allies are doing that. You are the solid melee fighters that are there to hold back the enemy and actually get some solid kills in melee too. With 3 units of armor upgraded Guardians of Carndom, that takes a while to gut their way through. It's always nice to have your Guardians of Carndom fighting side by side with other orcs and other Uruks and so on, just because they do have that little morale buff. But if you can't do that, hey, it is what it is. Good about guard there, mixing in with the Barrow-wights. Barrow-wights, of course, being incredibly low mass. You do want to have sort of something in there alongside them, just to keep the enemy back from shunting their way through. And also, if the enemy did have a cavalry unit, cycle charging the front of a Barrow-wight unit is the best way to go. I'm going to go to 1x speed because we might actually have a bit of a combat. Wow! They have let them get really... Okay, we're in the battle properly now. We are in the battle properly. But they have shunted their way up really fast. Kind of worrying there. Because usually, you want a bit of patience. But because we do have like 2 full armies coming down this way, we can come in a little bit faster. I think Buzzard was maybe... Yeah, I think that was some accidental shooting. That's a shame for him. But hopefully he caught it before too many shots were spent. It looks like it was the Minas Morgul Chosen that the AI decided to go for anyway. But I would... Wow, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you'd want to maybe get them clumped up a little bit more, but to be honest, those trebs could be... You could shoot those trebuchet team right now. But, no, axe throwers over there. Birds running on this way. It looks like, okay, the axe throwers are just going to yeet right into the front. Belegar Footman will take that. No problem. For a minute, anyway. And yeah, this treb is continuing to just hammer away. I don't think we've got anything in the way of archers nearby. No, we don't. Okay, no, they're just going to have to take it. Question is, yeah, like, how much does Buzzard want to actually spend on that so far? Blackguard of Rhudaur, yeah, losing them is a shame. As is losing the Orc Maulers and the Rhudaur swords, but hey, it's there's worse blobs to be getting shot at. Coming back over this way. Oh, speaking of trebs, we've got the attacker's trebuchet going in at this blob here. If you can get some nice hits, yeah, that's pretty cost effective. A lot of hit points in each of those Barrow-wights, so just blasting them open is really nice. Orc fodder there alone. That's a shame. Especially the fear-causing Barrow-wights. These guys are going to be running in no time at all. I would have maybe... You know what? This could have been a total mistake from... I'm just thinking maybe Panther was over here and he just gave the movement order to like go all the way to that side. Because if you do that, your units will march all the way around. It might have not been... You know, Panther's pretty experienced player, but yeah, overall, these guys are not going to achieve too much here, unfortunately. They'll do a little bit of damage to Barrow-wights, but they're going to run away before they really get anything much done. And yeah, that's too bad. I would have wanted to maybe hold back until my allies were a little more ready and then come on with them. I really like to use my Orc fodder in tandem with like Mordor infantry. I think that's quite a nice little combo. How do those axe throwers do? Wow, they actually rinsed them. And now they're getting stuck in. They will get butchered there with their low armor values. They will just get stabbed away like nothing with the pikes in front of them. Just grabbing a few little screenshots in case I forget. Belegar archers opening up there. Again, low armor Rhudaur folk are always worth an arrow. Apart from directly to the front of a Rhudaur swordsman is not really what you want to be doing, because that huge shield does actually help them out, but still, little to no armor is always a tempting target. Let's roll axe throwers. Wow, victory is a distinct possibility there. I think it's because the pikes are not actually engaging right now. It is just sort of the Belegar footmen who are trying to hold them back at this time. But the attack is pretty consistent. Swords of Rivendell coming in from Joey now. Ouch, that's a shame. I would have wanted... I would have wanted maybe the heavily armoured Arthedain folk to lead the charge. Because this is a pretty painful strike, especially from the high damage Hiri Pen. But with that armor upgrade, the Swords of Rivendell, you know, they've got something. They do have that little shield value too, of course. But they will be dropping quite quickly, and that'd be a shame. But it looks like Joey is focusing on the flank. He could sort of push around, which is yep, that is exactly what he's doing. Which is going to cause the defenders to send something forward, surely. Over here too. Yeah, looks like he is focusing on both flanks now. More arrow fire coming in from Valcarion up top. Trebuchet is still just burning away. Wow, that's a nice hit. Yeah, that is solid actually. That's a shame for Streggy. And it's something that they'll have to keep in mind when they try to cross those bridges from this point on. But they've already got so much over here. Wow, a lot of it is dead from just arrow fire. But because of this, like, they're going to have to come in pretty quickly on this side. They're not really going to be able to manage themselves as much just because of how easy it is for the defenders to hurl arrows at them. Saying that, there's not actually that many archers over here. Yeah, it looks like the Hiri Peng didn't really make it over this way, which is fair. They're focused and concentrated much more on this side. Looks like the men of Rohan have arrived now to pressure this front line. But Eastmark Axemen, they're not armor piercing. They are axes, so they've got a bit of a high damage value. But no, they are maybe not exactly what we need. We do something with a bit of armor piercing value. Panther's got his orc fodder. They're back from routing, but they're not looking too good. They're exhausted and shaken. The Helmingus opening up. What on, I wonder? I'd maybe hold my fire on that, because I think you're just going to be shooting your own men in the back an awful lot, and just arrows hitting the front of Barrow-wights, or, well, anywhere in Barrow-wights. They don't have a shield value. Just shooting them at all is not really too great, unless you've got, you know, something nice and cheap, like, say, a Snaga Skirmisher. Nice, cheap, and armor-piercing, like a Snaga Skirmisher. Even then, though, you much prefer to deal with Barrow-wights in melee, rather than throwing or shooting anything at them. There's a few pikes there from Buzzard. Yeah, so we got some more troops coming on now. I would have maybe reinforced that a little bit sooner. And I'm surprised that... I mean, I guess nothing is really gained from pushing past this area right now. That's why the attackers didn't really do it. The issue is, say if you did push past this area, you will then, you know, meet them here, and you can get shot in the back from that hilltop. And even over here, again, you can get shot in the back from there. So that seems to be where Buzzard is preparing his main defense. This is only really to deal with some of the enemy's chaff. Angmar Marauders there going toe-to-toe with some Rhudaur swordsmen. That's definitely a fight that the Rhudaur swordsmen are going to enjoy once they're a bit more organised. Yeah, once this unit comes on through, they should rinse those Angmar Marauders. Unless those Angmar Marauders have got some significant advantages. 8 more Troll Hunters there rushing on forward. No, nothing. Not too many casualties from them during their transit across the bridges. It'd be a real shame if they had managed to get a quick hit into the trolls there. They're edging closer and closer here, and he's trying his best, but with such a massive siege engine as the Trebuchet is, you've got to be pretty clever with positioning it properly. It takes up a lot of space. Over here. Yeah, Barrow-wight's still enjoying this fight. Yeah, the defenders are just being really conservative with their resources right now. These spears getting shot in the back, that's a shame. There's a battle I'll be doing in the far future from now, but I do something very silly with my frontline spears, and I've got them actually just exactly like this, just getting shot clean in the back by enemy crossbowmen. It's a terrible, terrible shame. But yeah, he does have that worked out now. And he's facing front, yeah, because those poor spears of Imladris, you don't want them to get shot in the back. They have that nice shield, and they've really got to use it if they want to get their use. Over here, Belgar, pikes, still fighting side by side with the Angmar Marauders. They're actually doing a lot better up against the Rhudaur swords than I would have expected. But now with the halberds down, that may change now that they've got a phalanx behind them. It's not quite as long as the pikes of the enemy, but it is armor piercing, and it's a decent length, so you can beat pikes with halberds. It's just it's a bit tricky to get that to close that distance. Certainly nowhere near as tricky as it is with a sword or an axe, though. You do have a much better chance. Oh, some of these guys are. Yep, very few of them actually have axes in their hands, but I think they will throw some in a moment. Orc Maulers just behind them, ready to go. What are we at percentages? 7 for 13. Not a bad place for the attackers to be in right now. You know, you always expect to be down in the beginning as an attacker, especially if the enemy is using... Oh god, that's going to be a... Oh, damn. We've been Allfather's been really unlucky with that trebuchet so far. Let's see. No, damn. Could that get closer? I guess if it gets closer, it doesn't have the same angle. Like what he's wanting is just a perfect rake shot right along the line. But maybe you'd be better off targeting something like this. Witcher on pikes, just a good slam into that could really hurt. No risk of friendly fire, and it still is very painful to the defenders. Perhaps not quite as painful as just losing so many barrow-wights to one shot, but yeah. So far it's just been a lot of ammunition. Oh, speak of the devil. Oh. Come on, Treb. Oh, the Ents might be the target. The Ents might be the target. That again, if you get one slam right in there, you could maybe, if you're really lucky, you could take out 4 Ents. Looks like Valcarion seeing that coming, and he's seeing that he is just taking a lot of shots. One of these Ents being bloodied. The sap rolling down from it. What are we going for here? Yep. Well, that's solid. Ah, wow. That's very lucky, because that one was... Yeah, that one definitely would have killed an Ent. At least one. So that is pretty cool. Angmar Marauders rolling on back from the lines. Yeah, once that halberd formation came on in, that was it, over. Orc Maulers coming over here. I mean, hell, if the Orc Maulers get a good charge into the Numenorian Shield Guard, that will not be fun for Buzzard's forces there. And you know, the longer the fight goes on, those Shield Guard will dominate them. But one quick charge, hey, maybe even a charge and then come out, go back in. That would be gorgeous. You know, I've got to say, I do kind of sleep on you know, charging shock infantry in and out. It's something that I do see working on occasion, and it's just very micro heavy. You know, it's what you're doing with cavalry, but just a lot more difficult, just because your infantry is a lot slower. It's a much larger unit, and you're losing a lot more of them every time you do it. So it's tricky to pull off. Arthedain men-at-arms moving on forward. Very beefy, these guys, so yeah, even like the Hiri paying a lot of that damage coming from the front, they'll shrug that off. It's not fun though. It's never fun to be getting shot by an elven arrow, even if you are heavily armored. These smart spears there with an armor upgrade. Again, it's armor upgrades all around for the attackers and defenders today. Everybody's wanting to get stacked up. Evident spears closing the distance slowly. Very slowly. They don't want to engage the Guardians, though. Hiri X standing by, too. That's not going to be fun to fight. But no, those Eminem spears suffering from their spear malice, they just will not be able to do something against such a heavily armored unit. Arthedain pikes are the last thing to cross the bridge there. Orc Javies, nice. Very tough not to get a cost-effective amount of damage out of a unit like the Orc Javelins. Oh, okay, cool. Like, the Angmar Marauders there have actually come forward to shield the Shield Guard. Rhudaur Baggins accepting his role as the heavy numbers faction today, and taking the damage from the attackers. That's very kind of him. It's tough to do, you know, because when you do take your forces and you see, you know, you've got Numenorians and elves as your allies, you know that you are going to be the one to take a beating here, which isn't great. Oh, wow. Arthedain men-at-arms breaking. Looks like they maybe pushed on through here. Yeah, we're seeing a few of them. They really shunted their way on in. And, oh dear, their morale didn't hold out for it. That's a shame, because that's a lot of very expensive guys that I do not think we're getting back. The Ents are in the fight, and again, there's no armor piercing around them. So as good as the swords of Rivendell and the Arthedain men-at-arms are, they're not going to be able to do too much to those Ents. Eastmark spears hurling their jabs. They get 5 of them. Yeah, it does say that they only receive 2, but they do receive 5. So that is quite a good bit of damage. But fantastic, Riddermark Axemen in there now. This is what we've been needing, and you know, good quality Axemen getting rinsed by some Greenwood Rangers. He definitely does see the threat that these guys pose, but in such a short amount of time, they've already taken out what, 2 Ents, and or at least 1, and that's another one down anyway. And these guys will be very badly hurt too. So very worthy exchange there for the Riddermark Axemen, who are not even the best of the two-handed Axemen that Rohan has to spare. Eastmark Marshals are perfect end killers. Then these Arthedain men-at-arms are actually coming back. That's 33 of them. I thought they would be goners, so it's nice to see them advancing back into the battlefield. Do we pressure? Yes. Okay. This is all go really, and I'm wondering how it's gonna last all the way up to 50,000 frames if the attackers keep going in this way. It's, you know, they're either gonna be through or they're gonna be through their forces. So yeah, it's we'll just have to see. Angmar Marauders, they're pulled back behind the line. Oh, looks like we actually did get some javelin fire into those Numenorian shield guard, but they really do take a beating from the front. At the back, to be honest, that armor is just good. Blackguard of Barad-dûr not been used to do any pushing yet, just taking a bit of fire. Numenorian seal bows up there. They do have a back shot now, if they are willing to use it. They are. Luckily, not too many. It looks like, yeah, only the ones that can actually pull off the shot are firing. That's perfect. Oh no. Quite a lot of them are now, so we might end up... No, perfect. Not a single shot going into the cliff. Very few shots going into the cliffside, so that's perfect. And we are dropping those poor Blackguard. If I was Panther, I'd be upset about that, because those Blackguard are very useful, but at the same time, I don't know. Wouldn't be as devastated as... What the hell? Were they going for the trap? Or something back here? I'm not sure. But that was a... Oh, wow. Yeah. Good hit. Good hit. There was some hiding Barrow-wights over there. And some bloody... Did they actually kill some Hammerguard? I don't know what these guys are. I'm seeing their corpses. Oh, no. They're Numenorians. Oh, dearie me. That was a good hit. Very good hit. Second one, maybe not so much. But I think it was maybe just fired in as they were moving off to the side. But still, good, good, good. Yeah, Allfather realizing that's maybe not working out too well. But he's used up a lot of his ammo. It's not a bad thing, though, if you just get it sorted out, so then you just don't have to worry about it anymore. You know it's been used to its the fullest extent of your abilities, you know, and you're just able to then focus fully on your infantry. You're never like looking out for an opportunity to use your artillery after that. See, the Ents are still able to pick these engagements where there's just not any armor piercing. I would just want to have some armor piercing on hand, ready to go. Now, of course, that's not something Arthedain has in great reserve, but it is something Rohan has quite a bit of, and I'm quite surprised that we're not seeing like a unit of Riddermark Riddermark Axemen nearby that's just taking a bit of a beating. But I guess we did, and they have been whittled down. I don't think he did pull them out. But those Arthedain men-at-arms should be enough to sort of... Oh no, they're actually ignoring the Ents. They've decided to just take a beating from them as they push up and try to slice down these spears of Emendweir. That's quite a nice one too. Let's... you don't see the max armor upgraded Arthedain men-at-arms too often, so I do want to grab some shots of them. Eminem spears here. Actually more effective than maybe we thought. Oh, the Imladris Guardians were pushing up the center though. That's certainly very nice, but it looks like no, he's pulling out from that. Fighting against other elves, wood elves, spear holding wood elves, but still elves. And over here, more Arthedain spears, just not really gaining too much. I do appreciate that we're coming across the bridges though. It's something that you just see ignored in a lot of Tol Falas battles. So many go by and not a single man sets foot on a bridge. But, you know, that's too bad. Usually, what I like to do is I leave it... I always have something sitting ready to go on the bridges. But I don't actually come across until, say, you know, until near the end of the battle, actually. But then when I come across pretty hard. You wear them down on the land bridge, and then you just come flying across all three bridges, and you just overwhelm them. So they have to pull something back from the land bridge, they've got to pull something away from the Valley of Death, or, you know, you just barrel your way on through and end them. Oh, dearie me. That is a shame. A few of these sentinels actually taking a bit of javelin fire by the looks of things, and dying in formation. The Olokai have come screaming on in, and the shield guard will hurt them for sure with their armor-piercing spears, but with so much support. And am I seeing... No, Sauron's well. I thought I saw the Nazgul there for a second, but no. Oh, we're actually breaching this line with the Black Guard of Rhudaur as well. The Trolls of Gundabad are coming in to counter them. The Olokai are far superior to the Trolls of Gundabad. And especially this one brave Troll of Gundabad trying to sort of get himself wedged right in amongst all these guys. It's not going to be too pretty. But now that all of their allies are there, they will hurt those Olokai. They will hurt them pretty badly. And hopefully enough. Oh, Firesome Swordmasters are in there too. That's super. I love this. Wait, oh, no, that's just sort of the captain of the Numenorian cohort. He looks really cool, actually. Yeah, he is sort of like Firesome Swordmaster model, but just with a sword and shield. That's awesome. Never really paid too much attention to them. I don't use Numenor as much as I used to. When they first came out as a faction, I used them like all the time, and got some good effect out of it. But it's just not something I spend too much of my focus on now. I think I'm sort of back to where I feel comfortable with Rhudaur and Cardolan. Over here, dismounted Fornastaran Knights. Again, we're not seeing this hill being utilised too much, and that's why we've been able to come across the bridge with units like this. He's really Allfather's really shunting himself through here. That's not... I guess he's just wanting to get really stuck in the faces of them. I would have maybe just taken the first initial like charge in there and just let them have at it. But it should... dear, it's just being... Oh no, they're not even outnumbered. It's a shame. Hopefully it does organise a bit, or settle a little bit, and it becomes a more even engagement for them. Oh dear. These poor Imladris sentries, Imladris Guardians, doing their best there, but taking javelin fire. Yeah, this side's going a little bit better for Allfather, actually a hell of a lot better. And yeah, maybe he didn't try to sort of shunt himself through as much there. It's nice to see the dismounted Fornastaran Knights actually getting some good work done, because they're not really a unit that I see succeeding all that much, which is a shame, because I do like them. But I like all sword masters. They're all a lot of fun to use, but it's they're just not something I see achieving all that much. Oh dearie me! Now this is the perfect thing to be javelin, well, to be throwing your jabs at. Now we saw some rotting flesh coming in there from Allfather. I rarely agree with rotting flesh, because you can see these Imladris Guardians are shaken because they suffer from it. All the units that are nearby suffer from it, whether they're yours, your allies, or your enemies. So if you're going to use it, you really have to try and make sure, like sort of over here, yeah, that's fair. Try and make sure you're using it nearby none of your units. But on the attack, I always think you need your morale so much more than your enemy does. And I don't want to do anything that's going to risk damaging my morale. Even if it's going to damage their morale a little bit, doesn't matter. They're the defender. They don't really rely too much on their morale. Oh damn, Ruining River Wards running away at 20 men. That's a shame. But there's an open passageway here, and these Imladris Guardians are getting on in. Oh, the Peacekeepers are already in there, alongside some Helmingus and Arthedain men-at-arms. These Hiriak are holding out okay for now, but I think that's going to change. Bruin River Wards over here on this right flank, going up against some Hirioth. That is quite a substantial clash, especially with the armor upgraded Hirioth. Bruin River Wards, they're sword masters, but they do actually have that anti-cavalry bonus as well, so they're a bit more of a versatile sword master. They have this like spear sword, I suppose you could say, but so they don't really perform quite as well as many like dedicated infantry killing sword masters may. Yeah, those Guardians handling that quite nicely, and the Hiri line coming on forward here. Now, when I do play as Mirkwood, which they're probably my most enjoyed Elven faction, I really do like to give the Hiri line an armor upgrade. They're by far the best unit to do so with, I think. Just nice and beefed up Elven skill sword master. Then you just give them that little extra armor, and they are just this scary, scary force. Herendide pikes there, facing up against Numenorian shield guard. That's pretty solid, just outranging their foes' spears. Strong, proud men of Numenorian descent going up against their forefathers here. So very, very distant from their forefathers. Actually, I think distant is part of their. What's the real meaning? I think is it far? They call it like far wandering type thing, but basically like very distant descendants of Numenorians. They're holding that back, but the Numenorians, when the Sentinels, the narrow Sentinels actually get in there, that's going to change things. But they outnumber them so much. We'll see. Still, if we get that used up, then there's only one of them on the field. Black Wolves coming on in here, starting to get whittled down as well. Yeah, Numenorian cohort definitely do have the skill to rinse them. Man, I'd maybe want to push on through here. Just, I know there's not really a shield wall pushing unit, but these Rhudaur swordsmen, you could just shunt your way in past them and maybe get a backstab, get mixed in amongst all of these Belagar archers, stop them from firing or at least chase them away, and then get in behind the Numenorian cohort. That could be great, especially considering how much we still have. 8 more troll hunters, they can use shield wall. Rhudaur clansmen, they could do it too. I would definitely want to see that getting done, because you can just surround that little defensive location and rip it apart. Right now, that could be great. Trebuchet has been left, so it's either run out of rotting meat or he's just decided to call it quits there. As I say, I don't like rotting meat. On the attack, on the defense, I think you can definitely get some good use out of it, because you can just pepper an area that you know you will never march through. I'm pretty sure that those corpses, like, they provide a constant morale, like, debuff, or it's maybe it stops. Yeah, you can still see the sort of miasma there. I'm pretty sure it is constant. So if you get nearby that, you're just affected. So I always like to just yeet it over at the enemy's location safe. If I could get a nice blast of it, like right here. I know I'm never getting in that space. I know that's never going to affect my men. It's just going to affect the enemies. But yeah, I think a lot of people just throw. Oh yeah, we're seeing some miasma off it nearby here, I think. No, that might have been my imagination, or it might have just been an axe or something flying through the air. But if it was here, then that's really bad for the attackers. Even though they're having some damn good victory here. Woodland Protectors doing their best, getting their last year ammunition used up. Temple Guard over here, holding their fire. Oh, Shield Maidens are firing. Oh, goodness me, this poor Barrowite. He's actually pretty good to, if he just does take up a bit of that axe fire though. Definitely better than letting his allies receive it later. But I do like to get the shield. I will always go for 2 units of shield maidens, especially if I'm on the attack. It's because of that morale buff they provide as well. It's just nice. I'm a sucker for morale buffs. I love them. Oh, very nice, Allfather here. Small unit of archers, you can like squeeze them in wherever you really need them. So yeah, just shooting these lighter armored wood elves in the back. I know with that armor upgrade, they definitely can take a bit of a punch, especially with that massive shield value. You know, they can take an absolute pounding. But shooting them in the back negates that shield. Still takes the full armor value into account, but it negates the shield. What on earth happened here? Get more troll hunters pulling back. Arthedain pikes pulled back. Is that just because... Oh, that's nice. I don't know why I didn't think about this. I thought about the archers coming over here. Oh my goodness me. Can you actually nail that? That's interesting. Rhudaur Baggins, you cheeky boy. Seeing a lot of dead guys here, so maybe they did get something off. Few trolls of Angmar self-standing. A few of them a bit bloodied, so it's no doubt hit point damage across the board. Belagar archers there, closing up that gap that I thought about pushing through earlier. But still, that's a pretty thin line in the centre. You could shunt something through if you wanted. There's still Nazgul in there though, so this... It's not so much that they need to push through. Like, they'll have a pretty decent exchange there. And maybe sometimes that's the better thing for you as an attacker. If you're having a fight that you're winning, sometimes it's good to just let that ride out. You're not gaining ground, but you're just killing the enemy. Enslavers fighting side by side with berserkers here. That is a menacing strategy, and he's working okay with it. But these guys are gonna come through that fight quite badly damaged. As I say, the Hiri Lang up against human elites, these very, very high quality elven forces are tough to beat. And then the Guardians Carndum, they're just there to take a solid beating too. 1 Minas Morgul chosen, he's run a long way. He might be able to escape the battlefield alive. Oh, Rhudaur Baggins got 31 of these Angmar marauders they're trying to run away. Don't think they'll come back, but I didn't think the Arthedain footmen would come back either, so maybe. Angmar halberds there. Ooh. No, okay, yeah, they should do a pretty damn good job against those Imladris Guardians, just outnumbering them as they do. It's always a nice place to be a phalanx unit when you can do that. The Troll Slayers there, not really got a target. Are we going to be opening up? The Temple Guard could really be shooting into these Elders. Now I know that would mean that Valcarion would respond to that provocation, but as an attacker, that's a fight I would take. Still, I mean, the Troll Slayers, they could run over here and start rattling in, but you know they're taking fire anyway at this point. Yeah, so unsure. I think you've got a tasty target there, and I would be taking it. Shield Maidens there, just hurling into the Woodland Protectors. Very nice, very nice. Coming back on down here. Yeah, this bridge push. Oh, fantastic. Joey's coming through with a lot of his Eldarenway now. Waithy Arthedain. And yeah, these enslavers and berserkers will bust this down in time. But even then, they're holding that force in place, so the elves can just come down through the bridges. If they want to, they can come in for a backstab there. It looks like they're not needed, though. Dismounted Knights of Numenor are handling that for them with these backstabs. Those halberds now not enjoying the fight as they're being attacked from behind as well as in front. Okay, what are we at? 59 per 68. That's a pretty good place to be in as a defender. It really is at this stage in the game. But we have to keep in mind, most of what's been lost has been the men and the orcs of Mordor. And a lot of what remains are the elves of Imladris, the highest tier elves we've really got, and of course the elves being the highest tier race that there really is. Whereas the defenders have lost pretty much a blanket across the board. There's no Of course, Angmar's taken most of the beating themselves, but that doesn't mean that the elves and Numenorians are unscathed. Yeah, and now shunting on in there. That's some good shooting there from Buzzard, but hopefully these guys don't have too much ammunition left, because they are not going to be escaping from this. The Angmar Marauders are in their backs. Wow, maybe. I would be so upset if they broke. Good. I love that he squeezed them together into this line. He's out of there. Well done, Buzzard. Rhudaur clansmen shunting their way on in there. Only one mass, but still a shield wall push is brutal. And that's them stuck on in there. These out of ammunition rangers from Buzzard. We didn't see them firing. Witcher's idle. Trebuchet trying to find his mark. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. Right here is, of course, where you really want to be striking. Okay, firing. We'll see. That could be really unpleasant for poor Striggy. He's doing a pretty damn good job here. Alongside... Oh, Panther. Fantastic. Okay, that's rotting meat. Good, as I say. That's what you want. And these steel bows are shaking now. They're probably going to be breaking soon. Wavering. The Rhudaur morale is solid as well. These orcs, though, are not going to be enjoying that. Yeah, you see these poor guys are shaking. Not even anywhere near a fight. Oh, fantastic. Oh, I always love when people hide in these buildings. Just in the back or in the city of Tol Falas. And they just jump out on people. That's always fun. Rhudaur clansmen really pushing in deep. Got to be careful about spreading too far out, though. But it's not a bad idea when you just want to catch some people. Looks like these out of ammunition archers are coming in to... Oh, wait, no. No, they're trying to escape too. Oh, I would have wanted to run away that way instead. Because, yeah, they are just going to be getting grabbed. Oh, they are not. Very slippery archers. Buzzard's doing a damn good job getting these guys out. But he's got to worm his way around the Gwathi Arthedain, who are through now. All of these Elder Rinway, who are just butchering the Belgar archers there. Enslavers, they've definitely been hurt, as have the Arthedain Berserkers. So they've certainly suffered, Striggy, to get through there, but he's through. And yeah, oh shoot, I totally forgot. Striggy actually sent those guys from over here. He was mainly attacking through the Valley of Death, so it was nice of him to help the boys out on the bridge. Elders up here. Going to be shooting some people in the back, no doubt. But there are a lot of Huri Peng. Greenwood Rangers out of ammunition. Wardens out of ammunition. That's not pretty. Very high damage fire. I used to think it was armor piercing fire. It's not. Oh, lots of Huri Peng out too. And Greenwood Rangers again. Elders, Elven King Palace Guard. Kirioth. Ooh, goodness. Okay. We'll see, we'll see. Belgar archers climbing up here. Trying to back up the Belgar pikes. Just narrowly escaping the Elder Rinway Swordmasters. They'll slice them up later. They'll slice them up later. No need to plow yourself into a Belgar pike unit at this time. A few Numenorian cohort broken there. Trying to run off, just getting grabbed by the Rhudaur clansmen. They're still in shield wall. You can maybe take them out of that now if you want. Just they're moving around at their full speed and they don't have to worry about shunting through anything. Orc Javies, they've still got their ammunition. Dunman Pike's nice and healthy still, or relatively healthy, for this later stage in the fight. So that's scary, as long as I say, they can avoid being shot at. They are... cheap pikes are usually cost effective as long as you don't get them shot up. But on, like, oh, I mean, God, if they got caught in a slant like this, that would be brutal, because they just would not be able to use their very powerful animation in any sort of effective way. I think we might... debating going to 2 times speed for a second. No, I think we've got everybody shuffling around. We've got the Wardens to the north here. Not really a unit we've been paying any attention to, but they've got their swords out, so it seems they're finished. It's weird to see a unit with this model without the Divide and Conquer Halberad mixed in amongst them somewhere. It's very... just because I've gotten so used to that in my Divide and Conquer campaign. that I've been going through recently. Design Troll Slayers ready. Eldraenwy Swordmasters, yeah. Don't want them. Oh. Even up against like Belgar Archers, we don't want to see these guys getting shot up. We want them to be just getting in melee. Saying that, not a huge amount of units. I mean, the Rhudaur Spearmen, of course. I'm just looking, yeah, the Helmingus, they could just be up front, taking fire right now. Goodness me. Halberds coming on around. Now, so, on to the strategy we were talking about here. The final stand of Tol Falas. You either try to defend this hilltop or this hilltop. Now, it's often seen that people do split their forces either out of some sort of panicked retreat, being cut off from the other escape route, or through some sort of plan. Now, I think that this was planned out. Now, splitting your forces does mean that the attackers can divide and conquer. Oh, goodness me, Elder of the Elven King firing into the Gwathi Meridian, but that's not armor-piercing fire. As painful as that is, it's you don't want them shooting at the Gwathi Meridian. Still, that armor is going to be helping them out up against those strikes. They're getting thrown around everywhere, but it's not too bad. But it still does mean when they're all the while that they're forming up, those elders can pick their targets. They can whittle them down. If there's anything else with a bow here, it can be joining them. Doesn't look like it. Looks like everybody else is out. But yeah, so the perfect thing to do here is as your opponents are coming up to this main, what I usually refer to as the main hilltop, you can be shooting them in the back with a long-range elven archer, or I mean, there's even some humans that can pull off this shot too, because it is quite a distance, even with this height advantage. That is a long-range hit. And you have to be quite well coordinated with your allies, because you want to make sure that they're holding in a position where you are going to be able to shoot the attackers in the back. If they're falling all the way back up to the final point here, you're not going to really be able to help them too much. You're going to be able to shoot the enemy as they march up, but you're not going to be able to do more than that. So you've got to be quite coordinated here if you want this to work out properly. But if you do split up, it allows the attackers to divide and conquer, really, and they can they can really concentrate their forces and just totally ignore one of you for a while. Looks like Allfather's sending some stuff over here just to make sure that the Mirkwood elves don't get too comfortable with the idea that they can maybe run out and backstab the attackers, which you sometimes see. But Temple Guard coming on forward, and the elders are opening up again. Are they going to shoot into the Temple Guard? They are, yeah. So shooting the Temple Guard in the back there from Panther. This is again, well, they can't shoot them. They cannot return fire to that. So this is where, if it was down to me, I would probably say stuff the Numenorians. We're gonna go and kill Mirkwood first. Now I know they're, because they don't really have anywhere near as good a shot on you as you climb up here. They do have the trebuchet, which could land something, but I'm pretty sure at this point in the game that trebuchet is out. Oh, nice sort of burned up little house there. I like when it gets 1% damage. Don't worry, dude, it's 1% damage. You've got no roof. Your little car outside is dead. Oh, the castle, 1% damage. To be honest, that seems fair, actually. Yeah, that's probably about 1% damage to the castle. Really nice model, that castle. I like it. Oh. Nah. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, no. There's no door. There's no door. Oh, it leads inside and then it goes on a bit of a wild goose chase, I suppose. Clansmen there coming up forward. Again, men of Rhudaur. Really nice shields, usually. But very, very poor armor. So even though they lack that armor, they make up for it most of the time with that beautiful shield value. But if you can get into a position where you're shooting them in the back, that's not going to do much for them. But those elders might not really want to be using their ammo on Rhudaur clansmen. Even a nice shot to their backs. Probably not worth it. So it looks like we're going to keep the elves in reserve, keep the fancy black Numenorians in reserve too, and just let the quite healthy forces of Rhudaur. As I say, since Mordor was there to pour their full army in beside them, the men of Rhudaur are doing all right. Usually if you're coming in through the Valley of Death, you're probably going to be the worst off army at the end of it. Unless you've been very, very lucky or very, very well planned out. They are usually the worst, but today that's not the case. Oh, Elders here. No, I think he thought about it, but I don't think he went for it in the end. Could have. Yeah, a lot of these guys are quite bloodied, so he might have gone for a quick shot against them. Okay, Rhudaur clansmen. Temple Guard have actually managed to get all the way up there. Because the Elders were distracted, I think they might have run past their aiming point. We'll see. Temple Guard opening up. Are they just... I mean, it's armor-piercing fire into those Barrow-wights, but that's a full unit of a pretty beefy unit of Barrow-wights. Suffered a bit of damage from Trebs and so on, but still pretty beefy unit of Barrow-wights, so I can understand the desire to weaken them down, but... you'd maybe want to go... I don't know what else you'd want to go for. I suppose they just want to get them used. Now, are they being shot in the back by the Elders? They maybe are. What are the Elders going for? They are able to reach that. Wow. That is a hell of a shot from the Elders. It was just one shot, though. They're not going to go for another. Interrupted it there. Decided against it. Again, I'd maybe be 19 Temple Guard. Yeah. I mean, nice armor value on the Temple Guard, but so you don't really want to be shooting them too much, but I'm not sure what else I'd be going for right now. Perhaps it's just because they're quite spread out, and even with this amazing elven accuracy, it's perhaps not quite what you want to go for. Let's go for something like this for a shot, because you can sort of get the aim. You've got the archers there. You can see a defense set up on this area. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that as my thumbnail. Unless one of the others looks really nice. Well, the enslavers are up front there. Very bold from Striggy, but he does want to keep the Temple Guard safe. I thought that guy had like a kettle helmet for a second, but it was just the side of the pike next to his head. Oh, that poor Barrow-wight. Still at 66 though, with this damage that's been coming in. I think they'll take their time now. They want to make sure they use up their ammunition. See, they have more troll hunters. If I would maybe be more tempted to use the more troll hunters to volley fire into the Barrow-wights than I would the Temple Guard. I think the Temple Guard are still just... They're more like exceptional unit killers, really, rather than just whittling down these masses. But I guess Panther's not really got much left on the field, so he just wants to be quite... I think he is maybe wanting to be quite aggressive. And he does just want to use up his forces, whereas Striggy's got a lot more, and he's got a lot more to focus on. Only 11 Shield Maidens left, but they're still providing that same level of morale buff. So he's going to want to keep... Overlord's going to want to keep them nearby, his forces. Oh, really? Elders opening up into the halberds. Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I definitely understand it. You want to sort of destroy the enemy phalanx, especially an armor-piercing phalanx. That's going to be quite useful against those Barrow-wights up there. I'm sure that the attackers will be okay with that. As I say, I think there's more painful things for them to be shooting at this point. I'm just wondering, the attackers still do have a lot of elite units. Oh goodness me, those Dunman pikes are approaching now. This is where if we... Oh my god, if we had a full ammunition unit of Hear Ye Pang, this would be absolutely frightening for the attackers. Just really upsetting to be shot in the back by something like that. Oh! Rotting meat, perfect. Again, this is not somewhere that's anywhere near where your boys are going to be coming in. Oh, maybe it's this, like, this sort of green spew that means it's effective. But I think it's a permanent... I remember hearing something that's like, it's a permanent effect. Like, if your guys pass through it, it's not something that goes away in 5 minutes. Like, it's stuck to them. But we'll see. Those poor Dunman pikes definitely quite nearby. A lot of these men of Rhudaur are, but good morale on them. So Dunman pikes just there to provide a little bit more resilience to this line. The enslavers, great killers of barrow wights there. But I suppose it's just being so badly outnumbered. So that should change once their allies approach. Elders not opening fire at this time. Temple Guard back in position, getting in the way of the Arthedain marksmen though. No, not too badly, not too badly. What are the Arthedain marksmen going for? Yeah, just trying to get through, I suppose. Just trying to... Ooh! Ouch! Good stuff from the steel bows. Oh, that's funny. It's steel bowmen shooting at steel bowmen there. Of course, one much larger unit of steel bows, but still very upsetting. And yeah, good shooting. Yeah, definitely good target there. Because those Temple Guard, you want them to be used in melee after this. They're sort of warding off the north-esque. Arthedain pikes. You'd maybe want to get them a little bit closer just so they could use their morale buff on like the Dunman pikes and so on. The enslavers have a morale buff. I remember there was my New Year video from last year where I actually ended up having an enslaver get pushed into the wall off a choke point. Just because I don't exactly know how it happened, but so many people were around him, he ended up actually like getting merged into it. So the enemy couldn't attack him, and he just provided this constant morale buff to every unit that I tried to push through that choke point. Even though it was just like one enslaver, they were all getting this morale buff from him, just because he was there. And that was nice. That really helped. It was a bit cheeky, but you know, hey, I liked it. And then afterward, I finally sort of moved him out from it. But yeah, Dunman pikes really struggling here. I mean, I guess it's just a lot of heavy armor in front of them. A lot of them aren't actually fighting, though. Let's see. How are the enslavers doing? 14 enslavers left. A few of these Westmark spears. I love the Westmark units. That's a lovely thing to see from the attacker's point of view. These trebuchet teams actually coming on into the fight. Broadrum javelins coming on in now. Very nice armor piercing attacks from them. So solid unit to have on the front. And good for the old barrow wight killing too. If they can get, say, over here and just jump on into that, that'd be lovely for them. Numenor and steel bows still firing. What are we going for here? Just not picking our targets too well. Well, definitely picking our targets, but not worrying as much about it. Good kills into those more on halberds. But now that they've taken their swords and shields out, they're pretty much a Numenori cohort at that point. So they will be very useful here. Oh, Shield Maiden's almost broken there. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to actually get the Shield Maidens fighting. I would just want the Shield Maidens to be, like, right in the middle of that blob and just sit them there. You know, just have them wait. But, yeah, Arthedain pikes in there too now. If I could, I'd love to get the Shrodrum jabs into the fight. I know there's orc maulers. Oh no! Ouch. Yeah, that's not fun. And the Temple Guard are out of ammunition, aren't they? No, they're not. Switch your target. We need those. We need those Witchers dead. We need those Witchers dead. Temple Guard. Yep, they are doing it. You're seeing them, but they're just missing. Like sausages. Oh hell! Oh, halberd's broken. Maulers, 50. They'll come back. Those 51 Maulers will come back. Shrodrum jabs coming on in now. Fear causing themselves. Those Witchers, have they disappeared or are they hiding? Yeah, no, they just pulled back. But even then, Temple Guard, pretty damn accurate. So I'd probably still take that shot. Totally forgot about the Witchers, actually. Yeah, I've been paying attention to them over here a fair bit, but no, that's messy. So it is just the rugged men of Rhudaur in there, getting backed up by some Imladris sentries though. So that was two decent volleys. I think they've definitely still got another one to go though. So if we can get them killed before they use it, that'd be nice. I don't think so. But still, that's not a full volley that they've got left. I'd be surprised anyway, I'd be very surprised. Well, Troll Hunters, right. Still firing in. Looks like they are probably going straight for the The Witchers. No. No, they're not. Interesting, okay. They might not have range on them. Or... yeah. No, you're seeing arrows coming in here and there, but maybe they aren't actually as accurate as I think they are. It might be like just elven accuracy that can pull stuff like that off. But still, that'll be okay. I'd maybe want to, if I couldn't get a good shot on them, I'd probably just hold my fire with the Temple Guard. But saying that, there's only 7 of them trying to get through the whole unit's worth of ammo, so you probably just want to go for whatever you can. That's fair. But he'll just be keeping an eye on it, and he'll hold fire when he's ready. These Orc Maulers back from routing. That's good to see, and they're fighting up against a few of these Barrow Wights, so that's nice. They'll crack good axe strike into that Barrow Wight's head. He should fall shortly. Imladris sentries, yet loving that fight. Very, very good for them there. Who are you paying? Oh, Valcarion. No, we thought about it. We thought about coming on down there, actually. Yeah, because it looks like Allfather has pulled away from that. He was, like, holding him in place. But no, he's given that up now. Looks like Rohan's maybe going to be holding the rear guard against any possible elven attack. Those warns to the north are there ready to go as well to unleash fire into them if they do show their little pointy-eared heads and try to backstab our forces here. Those Witchers moving up into position now, so yeah, the Temple Guard need to be switching target to them if they can get them. They're set up. Rhudaur Baggins. Or Rhudaur Baggin. We got this coming in. Ready. This guy's sitting up. This guy's set up. Yeah, okay. No. They might still have another full volley. Jesus. I think you've only got, like, 2 shots from everybody. Woof. Oh. Oh, the attackers will be feeling the joy from that. That's them done. Oh my goodness. Oh, the attackers will be jumping. I would be... like this one. This one's the naughty one. Like these ones, yeah, sure, I totally accept that with this one. You trebuchet, you dirty girl. That is so bad. Oh. Jeez, oh, the Witchers are in the fight now. And, you know, hey, they can rip some people apart in melee. You know, the Witchers are so fragile to, like, ranged fire, but... if they can actually enter the fight with some decent numbers like what they've got, they'll do not too bad. Yeah, Imladris sentries just poking away at them. But no, that's okay. You don't usually see that. Usually the Witchers die by arrow fire at some point in the game, or by the time they actually get in melee, there's only like 1 or 2 Witchers. You don't usually see sort of a 10-man unit of Witchers getting chucked on into the fight. So that's a shame from Rhudaur. But he did very well with his first 2 blasts. Let me just move my foot now, 2 seconds. Yeah, I think he can be very happy with his first 2 blasts, and I think he definitely got his worth from his Witchers. But and I think, yeah, like the few kills that he gets now, even though they're down to 9, you know, the few kills that he gets from this point on will most certainly add to that, and he'll pay for his Witchers a few times over, no doubt. But that final blast, whoa, that's a shame for him. Real shame. No movement from the elves. No. Valcarion has gone to re-secure this position. If he did a counter-attack right now, I think that the attackers would hold him, especially with that fire from the warden to the north, but that'd be a struggle. The Elder Emway from Joey 1 Kenobi are keeping back. It's another difficult thing when you play as like Imladris or Lyndon sometimes as well in this sort of circumstance, and you just sort of have to let your allies die for you for so long, and then, you know, and you're holding all of the responsibility to win, to really bring the victory home after they've slogged through for the entire game to get you in that position where you can do it. So it's, yeah, always a struggle. A lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and if you are a newer player, it can be scary. It can be really daunting. I was joking about it in one of the you know, recent sort of like podcast recording shenanigans that Eclipse does, and with the guys of like, yeah, you know, it's a lot of responsibility when you got that last few units left on the defense or the offense, and yeah, I've had some. I remember I've had some dreams in the past where it's like I'm the last defender alive, or I'm the last attacker alive. We've got a counter charge here, really cool, from the Blackwatch Legion. You can see they are the heaviest mass, 10 mass unit, so they are just shunting aside these hellmen. They'll shunt aside those hellmen, and they'll push in deep, really deep here. If they wanted to, they could probably barrel their way all the way down there. Medical guards still with their javelins in their hands. That's a good thing to see. But hey, the Blackwatch Legion can get to them if they want to. And yeah, we're shattering this. The reinforcements are flooding on down with us. Blackwatch Legion, though, they're gonna be hurting from this. Heavy armor though, especially an armor upgrade, they're good. Looks like Valcarion came down again, but he's coming back up. But with this sort of counter charge down the hill at this point, I'd be... Oh! Saying that, Valcarion's sneaky. Look at these guys. Look at them. Very nice. Okay, so he is sneaking up. 2 units of Greenwood Rangers there, both with a decent amount of numbers left. Probably an experience point at this point too, so they can hammer their way through. We'll see, we'll see. Yep, really barreling down, breaking a lot of these units. The Dunedain Troll Slayers are actually routing, well, falling back, not routing from this. That was a nice charge into the Medicel Guard too. The Medicel Guard were not able to get away, or at least not all of them. Yeah, some of them no doubt. Yeah, I'm seeing them. I understand they need to use up their ammunition. That's the thing. But if they held the line, they could do alright. The Westmark Marshals, though, fighting side by side with Dismounted Knights of Numenor. This is probably where the push stops. And yet that's what you can see. Rhudaur is coming on back with his Blackwatch Legion. Oh goodness me, Arthedain Berserkers even caught up in that charge. That was insane. But now we are a little bit disjointed. Whoa! Point blank there from those Edinburgh Troll Hunters. And that's them pulling out their spears now. So that was probably the last volley. Good, they can get that used up. But surrounded in that sort of situation, they're probably going to break, even with their morale as high as it is. Greenwood Rangers coming on in now. I really do appreciate this stealth attack. Oh, good. If they can... Oh, we need a backstab here. Oh, okay. Overlord. Okay, we're coming in. We are getting a backstab on the backstab. But can these Guardians hold out? Yeah, I think they're going to hold. Their morale is going to hold. But that was a nice move. Westmark Infantry, sorry. They're no joke. And yeah, they will slice down those Rangers. But Valcarion is rushing on forward with the rest of his units now. Those Guardians are not going to love this at all. But no, that was a very sneaky maneuver. I liked it. Medicel Guard getting set up now. Just needing to get their ammunition used up. Okay, they're taking out their javelins here. Dismounted Knights of Numenor need to get stuck on in, maybe. Just to make sure there's not a chance of counter-charging into the Medicel Guard. One player's admitted defeat just there. Could have been Mordor. So it could have been Panther, or it could have been Rhudaur as well. They were both done. Oh, shoot! Sneaky Shield Maidens. I thought they were done. But no, there was a... So good, he did take 2 units of Shield Maidens. So their javelins will hopefully be very useful, especially up against the likes of the Wood Elves. Oh no. Oh no, Hiri Peng. Oh, Hiri Peng. No, 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 no. That's not going to be pretty. Oh, ouch. Oh. Oh, oh my boys. That sucks, Valcarion. I'm so... Oh my god. Girls, stop it. Holy fuck. Oh, that's so painful. That's so painful. Hey, we got another one. We got another one. They can't do it again, can they? Oh, fuck no. Oh, God. Valcarion, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus criminy. That's malicious. That's so malicious there. Blackwatch Legion, they tried their very best to stop it. Yeah, no, good move from Rhudaur. Like, he really was, like, lodged in there trying to stop them. But, it didn't work out. And now, yeah. Medicel Guard pulling back again. They've not used their ammunition. That's a shame. Heal bows trying to just get rattled in through there. Shield maidens, I will usually give them a melee upgrade myself. I don't know if Overlord has done that, but if you give them a melee upgrade, you can't give them an armor upgrade. But if you give them a melee upgrade, they can do some decent work in melee. Not up against really the foes that they're against here, but they'll do okay. They'll do okay. Hold the line for a minute. Let those wardens keep on firing. Gwathi Meridain there, they still need to be killed by something. Goodness me, those poor Hiri Peng. Yeah, that's such a shame for Valcarion. I really like this counter charge, but oh fuck. Wardens of Amon Lank there. Hiri Lang, at least it wasn't the Hiri Lang. It was the Hiri Peng, it wasn't the Hiri Lang that took that damage. Eldritch Swordmasters, having defeat is certain for now, but no. Jeez, oh, that is quite a battle of the Titans there. Eldritch Swordmasters up against the armor upgraded Hiri Lang. Eldritch Swordmasters will be victorious there, even being outnumbered as they are. That's a fight that will favour them, but it's quite something. And just storming down the hill now. We've got the Troll Slayers. We've got the with their jabs, the Troll Slayers though. Say the attackers just still have ammunition to use up. Oh, they make. That's funny. They make bow noises. Yeet. Let me hear you. Yeet. Yeah, it's funny. Cute. If we get some shots into Hammerguard. Oh, dearie me. There's Blackguard there and Hammerguard. Midicil. Can you get another one? Ah, damn. I would not. I don't think you can beat. Yeah, no, good. Even if he still had ammo. Oh, I wouldn't run away. No, there's nothing. Nah, I wouldn't have run away there, Overlord. Because you're trapped. Yeah. I understand why he is running away, but I would have probably just stayed. Because now that the Blackguard are free, he can just leave the Hammerguard to chase you away. The Blackguard are free to like backstab the Eldarin way. You know, I would have maybe just held the line. I know you're kind of leading a unit away. I get it, but I would have, yeah. Just taken a bit of a sacrifice there. Swordmasters, what the hell is going on? Hiri Lang are doing some damn good work there. Oh, Elders of the Elven King, that's a different story. They're coming on in. Gwathi Meridain smashing through the Hiri off. Even with that, well, with that armor upgrade, matters nothing. The Gwathi Meridain will break through armor better than, well, anything else, really. Elven King Palace Guard. Been stumbling over myself. Had a bit of a headache, unfortunately, throughout this battle. It's faded. It's gone now, but it was in at the start. I was like, really stumbling for a bit. But the Palace Guard are through. I really hope we get a Gwathi Meridain versus armor upgraded Elven King Palace Guard fight. That'd be nice. That would be a hell of a fight. I don't know what he's doing with the Palace Guard though. Are you getting inside a building? I don't know. Or I guess he's coming around this way. I don't know. I would have run around that way. Yeah, or maybe coming for a backstab of the Wardens or something. I don't know. Wardens of the North. Victory is certain for now. Even with the Witchers in there. Jeez, oh, the Witcher's still alive. But yep, Hammer Guard. Oh wow, another backstab on a backstab there for the Hammer Guard. Elders coming on around here. They look like they're about to take out their bows. Or maybe he's just, I don't know why else he's waiting for them here. No, he was just positioning himself better to come on in. Spears trying their best, but yeah, a little overwhelmed with what's around them. Midicil Guard did manage to survive and use up the last of their ammo. Probably into the back of the Blackguard. I understand why he did retreat, like, and probably it is a better idea, but I would have maybe just stayed for a little bit longer. Gwathi Meridain pulling on back now, but very bloody, trying to help the Wardens of the North that are, again, still doing all right. Maybe it's like the height disparity or something that's just stopping the pikes from being used properly. And the Barrow-wights are finally down. Took them all that time to sort of just get down from up there. They're probably not running. It doesn't really help them too much, but yeah. Oh goodness me, Gwathi Meridain coming in to slay some Barrow-wights. They'll get through them really quite quickly. Shield Maidens trying their best too, up against the last of the Blackwatch Legion that tried ever so hard to stop them from shredding elves. Cool shields. I really do like the Rohan's probably one of my favorite looking factions. Aesthetically they're so good. Really nice. But Too bad I just can't micro cav, you know? Nah, I can't really take on more than like 3 units of cav in a battle. It's not gonna happen for me. But in a siege, I always enjoy them. Not that Rohan needs cavalry. Even in a field battle, they can do okay with without them, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle. Elders the Elven King there. A little bit too much for the wounded sword masters now. Backed up by a few Medicelled Guard. That'll change things a bit, but oh no, the Palace Guard are here now. Oh, looks like we are maybe getting it. Might be getting a Arthedain versus Palace Guard fight. That's left the Shield Maidens try their hand at holding back the Barrow-wights, but wavering there in front of the fear-causing ghouls around them. They're probably not going to stand too long, and then probably, well, the definitely scarier Elven King Palace Guard. That's enough to break them, and they will be heading off if they can. Greathy Meridian coming in to try and rescue a handful of them, I suppose, and rescue a handful of these Troll Slayers who still have their javelins. And yeah, so we did get this. That was, ooh, interesting. So that was Rhudaur, I think, that fell there. But yeah, the Greathy Meridian are just so badly beaten at this point that, and yeah, quite badly outnumbered there too by the Palace Guard. So it's just going to be a bit too much for them. But these 2 units in their prime is, I mean, even in this state, it's a hell of a fight. But in their prime, it is something serious to behold. Elders there slicing down the last of the Medicelled Guard, alongside these wounded Huri Lang too. Elder with spears showing their worth as they're still standing, even in front of something as fearsome as the Witch Realm Hammer Guard. They've not been able to break them down too quickly. Where is sort of our last fight? I think it might be with the Meridian. There's still 22 of them. These guys are out of ammunition, sure. Oh yeah, they're just tying up the poor Troll Slayers, slicing down the last of them. But yeah, okay. No, that was super duper. Okay, anything crazy? I did, of course. I love that. That's generally the strategy that we were talking about in the comments of Scout's video, just with like shooting these men in the back when you hold both hilltops on Tol Falas. I do like Tol Falas a lot. Just because of the versatility of the map. And I talked about earlier about holding over on the other side. Now, I think in a 3v5, that's not really something you can do. Or at least it's something that would be very, very tricky to do. But I think in a 3v4, most certainly, I could see something like that working out. I mean, maybe a 3v5 you could make it work, but you would just have to build your army around the idea of doing that. Wait, where did the Greathy Meridian go? Oh, they actually ran. Interesting. And it's the blooming Medicelled Guard, or perhaps some Elder Enway unit that was the last man on the field. That's interesting. Okay, anyway. Perhaps it was a admit defeat in terms of the Greathy Meridian, because they do take a while to die. Oh, saying that. No! No, it's the Blooming Wardens to the north! There's still 9 of them! Holy smokes. Those guys have done very well, actually. But yeah. So, we'll stick at this speed. I got some stuff to say. Oh, general there among them. Why are we not just throwing everything we've got in this man? But yeah, maybe, like, had the attackers been able to use up every one of their javelins, all of their bow, all of their arrows, I should say, and everything like that at the end, maybe this could have gone differently. How do we end up with? That was, fuck me, yeah. Yeah, I genuinely, I mean, I know it's elite units that are left, but I think had we been able to use up all of our ammo, I think the attackers could have... Oh dear, this will be a bit of a messier fight for the Wardens. Yeah, lacking the armor piercing themselves to really get through the Hammer Guard's heavy armor with that armor upgrade, most certainly. But the general here is hopefully going to be fighting to the finish. Oh, he's actually... the general is part of the Knights of Numenor. He wasn't actually part of the Wardens of the North. But yeah, anyway, so... super duper. Yeah, what was I? Yeah, maybe if they had been able to use up all of their ammo, that could have gone differently. But the defenders became the attackers as they sallied down to strike upon them. We'll zoom through Valcarion's forces. Elders, yeah, noise. Rangers, wow, yeah, both getting well over 300. Well, actually, sorry, no, this one only getting 300. I was about to say over 350. That's why I paused. Double Hero Peg, nice. Rip in peace at the end. That was such a like, because they would have been able to get a much higher kill count than that had they not been eradicated by axe throwers. That's why playing as Mirkwood up against Rhudaur or Rohan is so scary, just because of the axe throwers that are going to be coming at you. Woodland Protectors, nice. Hirioth there, solid. Oh dear, rip in peace this one. That's a shame. Must have just gotten shot up. And the Ents doing very nicely for themselves. A Palace Guard there too. Still nice and healthy, so, you know, their kill count can't be, you know, there would have been a lot more. And then the Spears of Emondweir there to take a bit of a beating too. Unfortunate about some little back strikes, but that always, you know, that's always going to happen. As I say, in a battle, it'll be a long while before I record it, but it's a battle we played very recently. I just let my poor spearman get shot in the back for way too long before one of the guys told me about it. So yeah, oh well, it happens. As I say, Rhudaur sucks about that last Witcher blast. That's a shame, but you got two good ones there, so that's I think that's all you can really ask for sometimes. And yeah, good use of the Barrow-wights. Maybe had we... I mean, I know the Barrow-wights definitely served their purpose up on that hilltop at the end, but I do like the idea of just having the Barrow-wights on the very, very front line. Because, you know, Stregi was able to do a lot of, you know, damage with his throwing axes. And maybe had those Belagar units had a, you know, a unit of Barrow-wights mixed in amongst them, that would have been different. But, you know, hey... then we wouldn't have had one for the final stand. So, hard to say. Panther there, yeah, solid. Yeah, like, sucks about it. Yeah, the Temple Guard were targeting the Witchers whenever they could. It would have been nice to have been able to just shoot them down, but hey, it is what it is. And it was nice to fully come through Death Valley alongside Strigi. That's not usually something you see the second player doing. Usually the second player will go mostly down the bridges. See, that's sort of what I do a lot of the time. Then Allfather. Yeah, those early trebuchet blasts were so unlucky. Like, I don't think there was a... We used a lot of ammunition with the Treb just to get, like, one good hit. And there wasn't. On that, when I'm saying on, like, the Barrow-wights early on. But when we got that blast all the way through to their final, like, defensive point, oh, that's lovely. And there was that one that should have rinsed a few Ents as well. That's a shame that it didn't. Joey, yeah, good patience. Very good patience, saving until the end. And you got to keep in mind, his kills were mostly on very, very good quality units. So yeah, Overlord there too, super duper. Brutality with those shield maidens at the end. That was really enough to make you cry. But no, very, very well done. Always nice and bold. I love people taking Rohan to sieges and treating them well and doing pretty well. Just show that they can do it, because a lot of people are just like, oh, horsey boys, no, not in siege, please. It's like, no, they can do it. Come on. But yeah, so it's always good to see that happen. But yeah, super duper. Thank you guys, and I'll see you later.